All right, Shalom. Before I get started, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Barakati Yahweh, Barakati Yahweh Shai, Call Allah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Barak Wadash. Secondly, want to give double honors to all the elders and apostles throughout the four corners of the earth that's pushing His truth in all sincerity and righteousness in these last days. Also would like to give double honors to the head and the elder of the man of Israel camp, the Ak Chazak, whom I teach under down here in Greenville, South Carolina. And also would like to give another shout out to all you sincere Akim brothers out there that's pushing this truth in all sincerity and righteousness in these last days. And I also would like to give another shout out to you Israelite foreigners that's looking like the other heathen nations causing confusion, coming back to your heritage in these last days. And another quick shout out to you few out Wathium, you sisters out there standing in order and doing Chinese during these last days. To y'all, I'd like to say Shalom. And I come back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem with another exhortation video. And in today's lesson, I pretty much wanted to do a quick exhortation video on basically, we was called to do this ministry, man. All right, because before we was in this ministry, hey man, we was doing shit of this world, man. But it's like I had to burp just now. It's like it, but like I said, before we was in this truth, we was doing shit of the world. But Yahweh Shem Shine, ended up calling us out of this world to do His will, man. And what is His will? This truth, man. Right? Like Yahweh Shai said, man, we about our Father's business at the end of the day, man. We trying to do the will of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, man. So like I said, this video is just gonna be basically we was called to do this will, man. We was called to do this ministry, man. All right. Let's go. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5. It says, and he was talking to Jeremiah, but all right, he was talking to Jeremiah in this verse. But guess what? He also talking to the rest of the elect because this applies to the rest of the elect as well, man. Right? So it said Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5. It says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. So before Yahweh Shem formed us in our mother's womb, He already knew us. How? In the spirit, man. Because we are spirits before we was actually created, man. Right? As a human being, as the flesh, So it says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. You see that? Yahweh Shem Shai, He ordained us to do this will, man. So no matter if we was doing nigga shit of this world, guess what? We was ordained to do His will. It was just until a matter of a time until that change happened, man. All right, because like I said, man, we spent most of our time doing nigga shit, and then Yahweh Shem Shai it's like He just turned on the switch, man, and the spirit just hopped on us to do this will. It just happened out of nowhere. Man, I can tell you right now, man, if you would ask me, because I've been in truth about 4 years now, man, if you would ask me, shit, probably about 5 years ago, would I be doing this? I would have said, hell no, man. I would have never seen myself doing nothing like this, man. That's how you know this is of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, man. It's not of us, man. This is of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, man. So it says, I'm gonna read it again. It says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. You see that? Yahweh Shem Yahweh ordained and sanctified us to be a prophet, man. And what is the job of a prophet? To give that warning, man. Jeremiah 28 and 8. You see? Yahweh Shem Yahweh said, the prophets was going to give the warning, man. We was going to speak on wars, rumors of wars, right? We was going to speak on the MOTB, right? We was going to speak on famine, pestilence, disease, different diseases, all that, man. You see, that's the job of a prophet, man. It's like, that's the job of a prophet, man. So it says, matter of fact, let me go to, oh shit. Jeremiah, I'm gonna get that word ordained. me see. Let's get the word ordained in the blue letter. And that word ordained is slacking. Something got in my eye. But the word ordained is nawatan, right? And it says to give, put, set, to give, bestow, grant, permit, ascribe, employ, devout. Basically it says to give. What? Yahweh Hashem Shai gave us a spirit. He bestowed in us what? The spirit. You see? So it says, in our ordained the prophecy, he bestowed in us the spirit to how to be able to prophesy. He bestowed in us his spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh, right? So let's go now. Let's go now over to the book of Ephesians, chapter 1 and verse 4. It says, according as he had chosen us in him before the foundations of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. You see that? Let's read that again. Ephesians 1 and 4. This would be one of my favorite scriptures, man. It says, according as he had chosen us in him. See, Yahweh Shai chosen us, right? He chosen us to do what? To do his will, man. He chosen us to be holy, man. To be set apart, man. You see? So it says, according as he had chosen us in him before the foundation of the world. You see, we was chosen before the foundation of the world because, like I said, we were spirits, man. You see? And those spirits turned into, and those spirits was ordained to be a prophet, man. You had spirits that's out here to be wicked, and you got spirits out here to be a prophet, man. You got spirits to do different things, man. Not every spirit is the same. Well, every spirit ain't the same, but in a sense it is, because you got certain spirits that's just gonna be wicked. You got certain spirits that's gonna be holy, but in different ways, man. Put it like that, man. So it says, according as he had chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love. And only the prophets and other brothers that's in the spirit is gonna only ones that's gonna be without blame, is that's gonna be holy, man. Meaning set apart. You see, the prophets, we are set apart from this world, man, because Yahweh Shai set us up to do his will, man. And Lord willing, we continue to do his will until the end, man. Lord willing, we be at that number, man. Baba Kashaw, Lord willing, we be at that number, man. We want to be a part of this ministry, until Yahweh Shai come. And even when Yahweh Shai come, we still want to be in the spirit, man. And we understand we still live, of course, but Lord willing, Yahweh to die, that it manifests, man, and we believe that it's going to manifest, man, So now let's get some examples of brothers. You can call them brothers because they is brothers, So now let's get some examples of people, that was doing, regular stuff, before they came. Let me just say it simple. Let's just get some examples of people who, before they was in the truth, and then Yahweh Shai called them into the ministry, man. So let's get Peter's and Andrew's first. That's in Matthew 4 and 18. So this is when Yahweh Shai called Peter and his brother Andrew into the ministry, man. Just like how Yahweh Shai did with us. Like I said, we was just doing other shit of this work. And then next thing you know, boom, Yahweh Shai just put the spirit on us, man. Now I will say this. At this time, Yahweh Shai, pretty much came up to them physical. What? Not the Peter situation. Oh yeah, the Peter situation. He came up to them physically, So it says Matthew 4 and 18, verse 19. It says Matthew 4 and 18. And Yahweh Shai walking by the sea of Galilee saw two brethren, Simon called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers. You see, so that was their job, to be a fisherman. And that was spiritual, man. Because why? Because we fishing for, they was fishing for man. Now they was fishing for, they was fishing for, fish. Now when Yahweh Shai called them, they was fishing for what? Man, spiritually, man, Just like you. So it said, verse 19, and he said unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishermen of men. You see? Because a fisherman do what? They catch fish, And what are we trying to do? We trying to catch souls, man. You know, we trying to wind in souls, man. We trying to, you know, how you throw your line in the water or wherever you fishing that pond, whatever. You throw your line out there, you cast it out, you cast your line out there. What you trying to do? You trying to grab a fish. That's what we doing. We pushing forth this word. The word is like the fishing pole, man. We slinging it out there. You know, and that's us speaking His word. That represents us, you know, speaking His word when we casting the net out there, man. You know, that represents us pushing His word. And then when we get a soul that coming in the truth, that means we caught a fish. You know, we caught that fish, man. And He said, what? Verse 19. And He said unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishers of man. You see that? And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to we're trying to be fishermen of man. We trying to catch souls, man. We're trying to, you know, win souls for Yahweh Shem Shah. But we understand that it's only going to be 144,000 fishes that you're going to be able to catch, man. Because those are the only ones that's going to be saved, man. Besides the great multitude, of course, you know. So now let's get this last one with Paul. Then we'll close it out. You know, this is just a straight to the point video. You know, nothing too major. Snarky. Let's see, man. You really could start at the top, man, but I started at the top. Acts 9 from the top, it says, and Saul, yet breathing out threatens and slaughter against the disciples of the Lord, went unto the high priest and desired of him letters to Damascus, to the synagogues, that if he found any of this way, whether they were man or woman, he might bring them bound into Jerusalem. And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly, I lost my place. Shit. Oh yeah, verse 3. And as he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly there shined round about him a light from heaven. And he fell to the earth, and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? Because, you know, Paul was pretty much putting, you know, the man of the Lord to death, man. You know. And that's why Paul, that's the reason Paul couldn't be of the 12, man. Because, you know, he was putting, you know, the man of the Lord to death, man. You know. But Paul was deeper than the 12 as well, man. Little people know. Because he was taught by who? Yahweh Shah himself. Yahweh Shah personally taught Paul, man. He was more, like I said, he was more deeper than the 12, man. You know, it done been times where Paul had to rebuke Peter, man. You know, Peter and Peter should knew better in most cases, man. Because Peter was the head of the church, man. You know, so that goes to tell you, man. Just because, well, never mind. I ain't even gonna say that. Never mind, slop. I ain't even gonna say it. But verse 3, it says, verse 4, it says, and he fell to the earth and heard a voice. It's like it, man. It's kind of, you know, over here talking and shit. So, you know, Jake trying to stay focused. It says verse 4, and you know, when you hear them in their language, kind of throw you off a little bit. Verse 4, it says, and he fell to the earth and heard a voice saying unto him, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? And this, by the way, this was Paul before. This was Paul. You know, before he was called Paul. You know, his first name was, before he was named Paul, it was Saul. So it says, Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me? Verse 5, it says, and he said, who art thou, Lord? And the Lord said, I am Yahweh Shai, whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the pricks. And he trembled and astonished and said, Lord, what would thou have me to do? And the Lord said unto him, arise and go into the city, and it should be told thee what thou must do. Verse 7, and the man which journeyed with him stood speechless, hearing a voice but seeing no man. You know, they pretty much thought it was a damn ghost talking to Paul, because they didn't see nobody. You know, and, you know, Paul was pretty much having a little vision here, man. You know, verse 8 says, and Saul arose from the earth, and when his eyes were open, he saw no man, but they led him to the hand and brought him into Damascus. And he said, and he was there 3 days without sight, and neither did eat nor drink. And there was a certain disciples at Damascus named Ananias, and to him said the Lord in a vision, Ananias. And he said, Behold, I am here, Lord. And the Lord said unto him, Arise and go into the street which is called Straight, and inquire in the house of Judas for one called Saul of Tyrus, for behold, he prayeth, and has seen in a vision a man named Ananias coming in and putting his hand on him, that he might receive his sight. Then Ananias answered, Lord, I have heard by many of this man how much evil he had done to thy saints at Jerusalem. You see, because like I said earlier, Paul was, killing, the church. He was pretty much killing members of the church, man. So verse 14, Ananias was like, Lord, why you calling him to do this will, pretty much, But it was a reason why, man. Because he was destined to do this will, man. It just wasn't his time at the time he was doing all that. It wasn't his time. Like I said, every member of the elect done did some wicked ass shit before they was called into the ministry, man. So it says, verse 14, and here he had authority from the chief priest to bind all that call on thy name. But the Lord said unto him, Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me to bear my name before the Gentiles and kings and the children of Israel. You see that? So Paul was called to do this ministry, like the Lord said, Go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel. He was chosen to do this will. Yahweh Shai chose Paul to do his will. And his purpose was to what? To bear my name before the Gentiles. Because that was his whole duty, to go to the Gentiles, man. And those Gentiles ain't talking about, heathens, man. Like the so-called Chinese, so-called white. No. The Gentiles Paul went to, man, was the Israelite foreigners, the ones that was in the Gentile state of mind, man. The ones that was acting like Gentiles, man. That's who Paul had to come and wake up. It says in Kings and the children of Israel. And that's right. But most of it was the Gentiles, the Israelite Gentiles, man. The ones that didn't know that they was Israelites, the ones that was keeping the Gentiles' customs, man. That's the ones Paul had to go teach, man. So that goes to show you, man, hey, Paul was called to do this thing even though he was wicked, man. I gave you 2 accounts on how a man of the Lord was once in the word and it was called to do this ministry, man. Lord willing, we continue to stay strong and to push forward this ministry, man. So with that, I'm going to close it, end it. Lord willing, the video was edifying. I'm going to close it with giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahahudash. Shalom until next time. Shalom.